Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, bringing you more Final Fantasy IV today, and we're going to be completing the sealed cave area which we began in the last episode, and that's going to include fighting a boss that those of you who have played Final Fantasy VII will know only too well and perhaps still be having nightmares from. So please do come and join me. If you enjoy the episode, let me know by hitting the like button, posting in the comments, and please do go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's get on with the show. So pretty much exactly the room where we was in at the end of the last episode, which is the save point room. We're going to just head south into the next area here, which is B4. And this room is actually quite linear. It's just a long path which we need to head around. So we'll face the enemy encounters, which again is just really going to be vampire bats. Although the yellow dragons can spawn here as well, so just be aware of those. But other than that, we're just going to loop all the way around this area and make it to B5. Once the floor's mapped, you're going to get 3 white fangs, and in order to map the floor you're going to have to do the big loop first and then make your way back around to the middle section in order to do the small loop. So you will get a few enemy encounters, unfortunately, because of the backtracking you're going to have to do. Not much we can do to avoid that, but once you're ready, it's a linear map and there's no treasure chests or anything to pick up. Then we can head down the stairs into the next area, which is B5, and again we're just going to start by mapping out the areas here. And I don't believe there's enemy encounters in this room, which makes things a little bit easier, I suppose, doesn't it? And then we're going to head up north. There's a trapdoor there in the central of the area, or the centre of it, but we're not going to do that until we've mapped out the left and right sections for our map reward. There we go. And we get a mega elixir, and then it's another trapdoor, so we're going to kill that the same way that we always do, which is casting Reflect. Reflect on Cecil, which will do the job nicely. And then this guy will kill himself, as of course we expect, because Cecil is going to be immune to death. But the enemy isn't. So you want to be about level 53 to 55 in preparation for this next boss. And what we're going to do once we head into here is see that the crystal looks like it's still safe. So we're going to approach it and interact, and we're going to obtain it, the dark crystal. So what I recommend now is making sure that everybody's healed up, and also that Rydia is using the fairy rod. We'll go ahead and equip that, and then just make sure everybody's nicely healed, because we do have this boss fight upcoming in just a moment here. I'll use Cecil so that we can save Rosa's MP. One more will do it. And then we're going to leave. Okay, just got to find the right door here. Okay, we just head back to the previous room where there was no enemy encounters and head south. And that'll kick off this cutscene. So folks, this is the Demon Wall encounter. One of our favourites, I'm sure, for many of us. And it's got 100,000 health, which is quite a lot of health, unfortunately. Not much we can do about that. We are going to have to kill it before it reaches us as well. So what we're going to do to get this done is get slow cast on it. I believe slow actually does work on this fellow. And we do need to start hasting up our party members as well. Now, haste is an ability that can only be cast one at a time. There's no target all. So we'll start by casting it on Rosa herself. Edge and Cecil are just going to attack as normal throughout this fight, and so's Kane, to be honest. And then Rydia can summon Leviathan, and Rosa is going to start getting haste cast on everybody. If Demon Wall casts Petrification on anybody, then we can remove it with a gold needle. Best to use Rydia on that because we can just skip out on a Leviathan then. Since our melee fighters are just going to be doing melee fighting, we can haste and berserk them. So we'll start with Kane. While we'll keep the others attacking here. And keep those Leviathans coming with its nice damage. Cecil keeps missing, which is a bit annoying, but there we go. And we're going to do the same again. Berserk and haste. We'll go on to Edge. Look at the amount of damage we do now in Berserk mode for 4k then with Kane. So we just need to haste and berserk on Cecil as well. Rosa's MP is going to get a little bit low throughout this fight, but we can just throw an ether on her if need be, or just once she's run out of MP she doesn't have to do anything really. And then finally we're going to haste and berserk on Cecil. And then just keep those Leviathans incoming. And then we can also haste on Rydia as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that should be everyone set up and ready for the fight now. $9,000 damage, I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, that was weird. My game just minimised. I hate it when it does that. So I've interrupted the recording at all. Hopefully it didn't. Just keep those Leviathans coming. And to be honest, we can just pray now. With Rosa, keep the MP levels up a little bit perhaps. And just let our party do the work. There we go, look, it didn't get anywhere near us. If it reaches you, by the way, I'm pretty sure it's game over. So a lot easier than the Final Fantasy VII counterpart, isn't it? And yeah, we do get the Demon Wall enemy and varieties of it in other Final Fantasy games as well. 80,000 experience for each character, pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. I'd be surprised if any of the party members don't level up from that. Well, 3 of them did. And we're getting achievements as well. Defeated Demon Wall. Right, before we do anything else, we're going to remember to put... Where are we? Rydia's whip back on. So, which we was using the chain whip because the Blitz whip has the thunder element attached to it, don't forget. And we're going to make our way back the way that we came. Unfortunately, we can't use teleport in this dungeon. So we are going to have to go out the long way. But I do just recommend that you stop by at the save point. well, I mean, you're going to be walking straight past it anyway, so it'd be a bit foolish not to. So, it seems that out of the 8 crystals, we actually managed to get 1. Yeah, that's not the greatest achievement, I would say. But are we going to get to keep that crystal? Or is something going to go wrong? I hope that Golbez isn't going to get his mutty hands on it. But just keep following the linear paths. I don't know, I'm just going to check if teleport might actually be available. No, it's not available. I was going to say, even if it is, don't use it, because we need to trigger a cutscene, you see. I'm guessing that's why it is unavailable, story-wise. On this floor, make sure you approach the rope, not the actual door on the end, because this is what we need to make our way out of the building here. And I believe we head through to the left exit. In the next room that we enter, we just need to head through the north exit. And obviously we've already looted all the treasure around these maps and explored the maps themselves, so we can just make our way through to the appropriate exits. Next up, you'll re-enter this room from the western side. This is the room with all the doors that led to different treasures, if you remember. Just loop your way around all the way to the door that's on the far eastern side in order to reach B1. Finally, once you reach the end of B1, so you're at this area here, you're going to want to go ahead and take all the equipment off Kane. Sorry about the spoilers, but you do need to remove that stuff. And then we're going to head into the next area, the entrance to the Seal Cave, and just as we go south, a cutscene shall commence. Right, so we're back in control again, minus one more party member after Kane's betrayal to Golbez. So leave the sealed cave, don't forget to go for the all-important save. And, make sure we equip the better whip, rather, on Iridia here. The Blitz Whip, now that we're out of that area with the Thunder enemies. We can make good use of it now. And our next destination is going to be the castle, the Dwarven Castle. And we're going to basically tell the king that once again we have failed. He's probably getting used to that by now though, isn't he? As usual, we're just going to head north into the castle. And then we can just approach the throne room here for the next cutscene. I love the way that Sid's means of fixing things is just smashing it with a hammer. I mean, to be honest, that usually works for me. Okay, so Sid has once again knocked himself out trying to do everything that he can for us. But he's fixed the airship, so I guess that's all we needed. Right, so at this point we're going to leave the infirmary and just make our way back out of the castle to our newly upgraded airship, which should hopefully be able to take us back to the surface at this point. Now that it's had this thing attached to the front of it. It's like a drill, isn't it? Interesting. Right then, okay. We're going to head over to the corner. And we're looking for a volcano-y type thing. There it is. And what we have to do is just hit the land key. And that will knock us up to the surface here. And now we have access once again to the surface. Look, we've got vehicles all over the place now, haven't we? Anyway, our next story destination is going to be Mysidia. But there's a few optional bits of content that we can do now. Since we haven't been to the overworld for a while, there's a few bits that have become available to us. So we'll have a look at those next. But not in today's episode, we're going to leave that for next time. So do come back and join me then. And we'll see what's going on up on the surface here. And at some point we're going to be heading to the next story destination, which is, well, the moon. So thanks for joining me today, folks. I've been your host, Fuzzfinger. Come back again soon and we'll continue on with Final Fantasy IV. Cheers all. Take care.